Hello everybody, and welcome to our first car meet of the Crew Motorfest.
Ah, よく来たな。その度胸は買ってやる。Sorry you had to wait, kid.
Think I'm older than you are, dude.
Wanna show us what you can do? Try this car then.
Japan. Yes, Japan! You will see plenty of Japanese culture references throughout the Motorfest, and this is because JDM, or Japanese Domestic Market, is literally the mecca of which global street racing is built upon.
Alright kiddo, game on. We're going for some proper Japanese street racing. Let's show them, guys.
Gotcha. Got it.
Sure, why not?
So, for the uninitiated, it is everything from urban sprints to mountain face-offs, drift trials, drag races, and everything in between.
Motorfest asked us to show you how it's done, but we don't do free tours here. You gotta play your part and give us a bit of a challenge.
No pressure at all.
Yeah, don't scare the kid, brother.
Once again, I am older than most of y'all. Anyway, expect these cars to be tricked out with all kinds of performance parts and a bit of visual flair. Admittedly, the art of the drift is not my strong suit here. I can thankfully lean a bit heavily on the car's built-in stability management just to keep me from sliding too far off the road, but I'll get better. Eventually.
Wow, see that awesome canyon on the left? Eyes on the road, Hina.
Speaking of which, Hinata is actually the drift queen of the pack, and we'll be seeing her a lot during the Motorfest. But I'm getting a bit ahead of myself.
I love that festival mood they set. Feels just like our own traditional festival back home.
Looks like our guest knows how to handle a car. Interesting.
I mean, I have been driving for about 15 years now. Coming up, our first face-off against Hayato, and we're driving the Mazda RX-7, also known as the FD. Initial D fans will get that reference.
Alright, it's just you and me this time. Why don't we put the whole festival euphoria on hold for a while and get a proper face-off? Let me show you what Togue is all about. The key to Togue is being able to balance the brake and gas pedal at every turn. One wrong move and you're out.
For any of you who grew up with Need for Speed Carbon, you know quite well what he's talking about.
This technique isn't easy, but when you pull it off, you feel like the greatest driver alive, and the coolest. There's a tunnel coming. It gets tricky at high speed. Make sure you don't lose control.
One thing I do love about Motorfest is every playlist has different decorations hung up across the tracks. Like, the previous playlist had a lot of Surf's Up style stuff, while this one has things like paper lanterns and dragon props and whatnot. It shows that Ubisoft's art direction has really matured from the Crew 2. Oh crap, I should probably be watching the road.
And now, all the way down. That's the best and also the toughest part, so stay sharp. races and this is it. Come on, show me some real Togue driving.
I also want to add that I'm rather thankful that tire wear doesn't really matter in these kinds of races. That's something that really ruined my experience with, say, Forza Horizon.
Okay, you got me fair and square. Way to conclude the first half of that playlist.
And here comes the first drift event of the Motorfest. It bears repeating, a drift queen I am not.
Hey, Hotshot, it's me, Hinata.
Oh, hey Hinata.
Incredible, you did beat Hayato in that Togue duel. I knew it. There's something about you. Hayato is one of the best racers I know. Kudos. And now, welcome to my playground, the drift track. As you already know, drifting was born in Japan. That is where you'll find the biggest drifting scene and some of the best drifting spots, of course. The ABC circuit is one of the most famous places in the world for drifting. Designed by drifters, for drifters. Who knows? Maybe Motorfest will get you drifting there someday.
I have a slight suspicion that you are a bit of a nerd when it comes to this kind of thing. I mean, nerdy girls can be cute, don't get me wrong.
How do you feel about my modded RX-7? Tougher yet still elegant? That is my RX-7 2.0 for you. Because Japanese car culture isn't only famous for its drifting history, it also brought modded cars to another level, among many other things.
I was really into the modded car thing in my teens and early 20s, but as I've gotten older, I've become more of a car purist.
Come on, you're almost done. Push that beauty to its limit. You have my permission.
Well, that attempt turned out halfway decent, and it brings us into our first drag event. Now, if you've never competed in a drag event before, essentially you have about 5 to 10 seconds to prep your tires, warming them up for optimal traction. When the light turns green, you floor it as hard as you can and try to shift gears at the optimal moments. There are 3 runs, and your best time across all 3 is your final time for the event. Whoever has the fastest time, obviously, is the winner. And just like that, we are done. Moving on to the final event of the playlist.
Newbie's playing hard to get.
Oh my goodness, is that a Supra?
Hold on.
Sorry, I just had to. It's me versus all of them.
Alright, driver, this is the final race. All together this time. You guys ready?
You bet.
pleasure showing you around, my friend. And you definitely fulfilled your end of the bargain.
True. Didn't get bored, not even once.
Yeah, okay. You kinda did a good job. There's clearly a spot for you in the group whenever you decide to come to Japan for some more action.
Honolulu at night is simply amazing. I did overexpose the film just a bit, and you probably noticed that in how some things look either brighter or darker than they normally would, but I do feel it really does pop in a way that is just so pleasing to the eye.
How come our new buddy didn't get to drive Haya's MX-5?
Fair point.
Who knows? Another time, maybe. There's still so much about Japanese racing we didn't touch on.
Are we talking, guys, or are we showing our new member who the top dogs are in this pack?
You say that as I am literally 6 seconds ahead of all of you.
Did you get that, driver? He said let's punch it.
Alright, finish line in sight.
Congratulations, driver. This was made in Japan for you. And a great deal of adrenaline for us. Awesome driving.
And look what we get to keep for our troubles. This Supra is now ours to play with whenever we want. Anyway, that should do it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be seeing y'all in the next one.